Am I the only one who feels like going out to the store and buying some toys after watching Gridman? No? Alright.
You better get back!
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Hey everybody, what is up and welcome back to another anime review with the TheMKninja. That is me, hello, hi. And I'm here to talk about Mecha, because it's been dead for a while, let's be honest. The last mecha anime of really any worth was Code Geass in 2008, and then Gurren Lagann prior in 2007, which many people consider to be the last two big hurrahs of mecha's two individual subgenres, Real Robot and Super Robot. And we've been getting a lot of duds year after year after year. And it's been sad to see this staple, this cornerstone of anime, just kind of lie dormant and possibly dead for a long, long time. But many people were hailing SSSS Gridman as a revival of the mecha genre. Finally, something great and worth talking about has come back with mecha's name slapped on it. Is the hype worth it? Or is Gridman just another mecha that happens to suck? Well, let's get this bitch started and find out. Yuta Hibiki, a high school student, ends up waking up and having no memories. Later, he discovers a strange junk computer housing a being called Gridman and finds out the two of them have a very strange pairing. And even stranger, the city gets overrun by kaiju day after day, and it's up to Yuta and Hibiki, as well as his friends, to try and save the day, with everyone who seems to forget everything the day afterward. Gridman acts a lot like a tokusatsu show. Think Power Rangers, basically. The big guys in suits and monsters, and strange Japanese men in also suits fighting them in fake cities. It does its best to mimic this style, even though it is based off a pre-existing source material, which I have no knowledge or prior experience with. So SSSS Gridman, that's too many S's, is my first experience with Gridman. And I'm actually pretty happy with it. The story is, well, nothing to really be barked at about. It lives off of the mystery it has for the first while, and it is a pretty engaging mystery, as there's a lot of things you don't seem to understand. How did Yuta lose his memories? What is his connection with Gridman? How did Gridman get stuck in that weird junky computer? Why does he just phase into the world? Where do the kaiju keep coming from? And why does Akane have that strange trigger-looking person in her computer telling her to keep making kaiju? I guess that answers the where did the kaiju coming from, but why? And these mysteries are pretty compelling and definitely keep the viewer watching, along with the pretty entertaining characters in action. I think the characters, while not amazing, are entertaining. It's hard to really pick out their individual, like, excessive personalities, as they're generally pretty, not what I don't want to say watered down, but they're pretty normalized people. Like, think about like basically Power Rangers is that maybe like make them more human or realistic, and that's kind of how you get these characters. And they all act differently. Rika doesn't act like Yuta, Yuta doesn't act like Sho doesn't act like Rika, all that kind of stuff. They all act differently. And they definitely have like distinct personalities, but they're not like explosive. Like if I was to tell you like for another mecha, Kamina's personality, it's very bombastic, it's very charismatic. He's very leadership-like. Whereas the other characters, it's not really as easy to distinguish or explain their personalities, but I can say that they are enjoyable and they are likable, which is, you know, a cornerstone of making an enjoyable story. And it also is helped with a interesting, compelling, yet strange villain with Akane. Like, it's for a while, it's hard to tell if she's really, like evil or anything like that, because she does some terrible things, yeah, but, like, things that we know are so vague that it leaves the audience questioning like everyone's motives and morals and everything. So that's nice. And like I said, the show goes out of its way to make itself seem like a tokusatsu show. So a lot of the fights and a lot of the designs would come straight from a tokusatsu show. All the kaiju act like they would have a guy in a suit. The first one has like, you know, like it has like the basic body and like this neck stretching out like it would be like a prosthetic, and it's like waving around and stuff like that, like fur fur. And the animation works the animation designs, all that stuff, they all work together to create this idea, and it really helps add to the charm of the show. Even the fact when like cars get like knocked away, they don't like fall and explode, they like bounce like they're props. And it also does add to the strange mystery of what the hell is this world? Because there's a lot of questions about the entire world and what the kaiju have the role they have to play in it. And like I said, one of the biggest factors of the show's enjoyment and of the like reason an audience would keep going for it is because of the mystery, as well as like as I said, the characters, but also the action is pretty entertaining. It's helped with pretty good anime CG. Now, to be fair, anime CG has a long way of going to where we see CG in a lot of like movies and stuff like that, but it's definitely come quite some ways, even though there's still someone that's bad. But don't get me wrong, this CG actually is pretty good and very stylized, and it's far, far better than anything Overlord has made. Let's be completely honest. It is actually quite enjoyable, and the fights are fun, the music is fun. It's a corny, it's kind of like a corny show that has um like parts that make it seem important. And even though there's definitely plenty of things that could say that would make it be important, I still think overall it's a pretty corny watch, but still has enough brains to keep people who want like a coherent and enjoyable and whatever story to enjoy it. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people have latched onto it, because it has this nostalgic feel, but it also kind of does feel like something new, and that's what a lot of mecha have been missing. They've always felt like they're trying to be Gundam, or they're trying to be Code Geass, they're trying to be Gurren Lagann, they're trying to be so many other mecha that were so popular and beloved before, but they're missing that spark. Whereas Gridman is doing something different, taking elements from other shows that worked, but still being itself. In many ways, what I call Gurren Lagann. It takes elements from previous things and makes its own unique image. Gridman does it to a lesser extent because, like I said, it's like a tokusatsu show, and it more kind of heavily borrows, whereas with other shows, it's less than that. But it's never to the point where it feels like super unoriginal. Like there's still original ideas and shot composition and all that stuff that really make it enjoyable. And it's definitely even like callbacks to anime, like Gurren Lagann, I think, which I loved, by the way, as a massive Gurren Lagann fan. It's my favorite anime, so of course I like it. But overall, Gridman is an enjoyable package. I wouldn't say it's like this triumphant, excessive return to form for Mecha. Mecha still has its way to go, as there's still going to be plenty of crap. But I think this is the kind of enjoyable spark or slight return to form that will eventually inspire that hurrah that revives Mecha. So that's what I'm happy with. It's what I expected, and it's what I got. So overall, I'm going to give SSSS Gridman, still too many S's, a 7 out of 10. It is enjoyable, it is fun, and go check it out. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Also, make sure to check out my supporters, all that great stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.